Hello, my name is Sheena, and today is April 1st, 2024, and this is our weekly prayer. So let's begin this invocation with the blessing of the 5 elements. Thank you to Richard Rudd for this sweet and simple prayer to call in our celestial support now. Angel of the earth, please purify my physical body. Angel of water, please purify my astral body. Angel of the air, please purify my mental body. Angel of fire, please sanctify my spirit. Angel of the ether, please gather the quintessence. Beltane blessings, soul fam. Today's a very special day. It marks the midday point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, and historically it was widely observed in Ireland and Scotland. Unlike Samhain, another Gaelic holiday that marks the end of harvest season and the beginning of winter and the darker half of the year, and celebrated the death of life, Beltane celebrates the creation and the fertility and the return of the light and birth of life. This week we're also in Gene Key 24, which is the shadow of addiction, the gift of invention or innovation, and the divine expression or city of silence. And I'm sitting here just moved to tears by the constant awe of life that I'm in, from the rooftops of bliss and connection and wholeness to the valleys of darkness and despair and perceived loss. This morning, I got to circle with my starseed soul sisters, and on my drive there, the images of Yeshua as a small boy circled in my head. And this past winter, I said goodbye to a potential life that was growing inside of me, and I made that choice knowing it was a contract I had made in another lifetime to watch unconditional love move from light source to light source without needing a physical body to become limited by. Energy is not created nor destroyed, it simply changes form. An energy I got to experience had changed form. And today he came through in the innocence of images of Yeshua as a child. And within my sacred sisterhood of mystics, I felt Grandma Anna looking through my eyes at this child. And I knew in this quantum space of oneness, I was looking at my child in another realm. Seeing the innocence and the sweetness of someone that I helped to create with my beloved. And today with my sisters, I was seen through the all-loving eyes of the grandmother. And when she allowed me to try on that vision for myself, I saw all of us there being anointed by the grandmother, and I fell into the sweet peace of heaven on earth. So why, when I returned home after this beautiful and loving conversation with my beloved and my sisterhood, did I retreat to my sanctuary space to feel the absolute crushing weight of what feels like losing my entire world? For me, this is what it is to be an addict. To find that there is a monkey that lives in my brain, that within the perfection of a blissful state will go and find shade in the darkness, where it feels safe and familiar. It takes almost no time for that addict in my brain to think about the most tragic experience and then pull it right up there to be looked at while I'm in my place of bliss. Invention, reinvention. This is the programming partner to teamwork this week. And reinvention did take a team for me. It does take a team for me. See, when I was given the power of choice in this lifetime, I was also given the privilege of support from people who support me for my choice. And that gave me the power to choose myself, even knowing others may call me selfish, even risking the way I may be perceived by people's religious beliefs. When Goddess handed me a choice, choose left or choose right, I went marching straight ahead, seemingly off the edge of a cliff, and I trusted in every moment of it. Life keeps on living, and it doesn't have to be limited to one physical being and one finite moment. Love never dies. And in the quantum realm, we don't have to choose left or right or life or death. It is all one here, and it all fits. The 24th gift is a birth canal for originality, and it surprises itself as much as others. Invention is really creative addiction. Where addiction was thinking in circles, invention thinks in spirals. The I Ching named this hexagram returning, a name with many interpretations and implications. And Richard Rudd writes about this energy in the Gene Keys. It is as though human beings have a kind of cosmic addiction to form itself. And until this addiction is broken once and for all, humanity can never be truly free. At this final stage in which the connection with the material form is ruptured, the soul is said to become enlightened, and it returns to the ocean of being. And as this city bears witness, reincarnation is simply one interpretation of a much simpler truth. And from the point of view of this city, at least, it's nothing but an illusion. Both this city and its programming partner, Gene Key 42, strip the human story down to its purest and simplest form, in which human beings are viewed quite coolly and simply genetic equipment for consciousness to play in. When one piece of equipment dies, it is gone, but it played a part in writing a great transcendent script. And even though the equipment has died, the play must go on, as the saying goes. Therefore, what appears to keep returning to the world of form actually never leaves. Bodies are born and die, and their specific awareness functioning dies with them, but the overall consciousness beneath continues. It is silent and beyond form. Thus, when you identify with or remember a past life or even a future life, you are simply reading the information within your fractal line. It is contained within your blood. But no aspect of me survives death except the silence of consciousness itself. The only thing that really reincarnates is silence itself. Whew. Let's breathe that in and just allow ourselves to hear that again. The only thing that really reincarnates is silence itself. I have walked around a lot in my life as though I suffered a loss, a lot of losses actually, and yet in the silence, I am connected with the essence of every being I have ever loved. And even when the material things fall through, like today, when one of my clients let me know that she was going to be moving and I'd no longer be able to care for her two little American Eskimos that had become like family to me over these past couple years. Actually, my first dog walking client, and now looking to be my last. Another loss. But I'm reminded now, it's just another redirection, a pivot, a shift, but not a loss unless I consider it a loss. And so I'll allow my human heart to grieve the loss of something that was important to me. And then I'll give myself the space. And within that grief, I'll listen. And I'll listen to what wants to become of that love now. And I hear my soul say, there's a gap in my schedule that's been presenting a new opportunity. And I wonder what beautiful new alignment can come into that space. And this expansive mindset allows me to reinvent myself and now the way I'll spend my time. A couple years ago, I chose to quit alcohol. And after meeting some conscious light workers, I felt this universal nudge to change the way I was using my energy into something that was far more constructive than blackouts at bars. And I'm still learning how to be here and be sober and be with all those experiences that I used to try and dilute. I can't even begin to count the number of blessings that I've experienced since becoming sober, but the most precious gift has been my beloved. And this week, him and I got to share sacred space together on the way of Namaste for our first virtual drop-in call. And I got to shower him with love and really just express my gratitude for all the ways I feel loved and supported through my sobriety journey and my freedom from codependency. Shifting out of the victim consciousness through conscious relating is a devotional practice that my partner engage in like a ritual. And I couldn't be more grateful to have a divine masculine in my life who holds the space for us to have conversations where we get to share our truths. No one truth is universal and no one truth is better than the other. But my truth gets to be my truth. And I don't have to dilute my truth to be validated or loved. My partner's not always aligned with the things I do. And even today, we got to have a beautiful open dialogue about the ways that he sees a different perspective. And I don't have to sacrifice my truth in order to be safe. And he didn't have to sacrifice his truth in order to be witnessed. We got to show up in our authenticity, to be loved for exactly who we are. And to me, this is prosperity. This is living in the new earth. And this is my prayer in the way of Namaste, seeing one another and respecting each other for our uniqueness with kindness and respect and sovereignty. For me, choosing to be in the silence of my own experience allowed me to slow down and really listen to what matters to me. I used to think the 1%ers of the world had it all. They had all the money they'd ever need to do all the philanthropic giving they could ever want. They had all the resources to give and help, and they had all the platforms to reach the masses. And I sit humbly now in my private sanctuary, and I smile because I recognize I am the 1%er. All of us who have awakened in this dream, we are all the 1%ers because we do get to heal this planet through our love and our light, and we are reaching the masses. And there's millions of our voices doing it. It doesn't have to be specifically mine. It's a universal chord that I hear playing in the heavens. All of us singing our part in creating heaven on earth. A vibrational state of connection and authenticity. A place for beauty and creation. A place to claim the power of our privilege in being deeply feeling beings on our planet now, with hands to create and voices to speak and feet to stand on this crystal core of the earth and reclaim this life as a sacred ceremony. My prayer this Beltane is that you feel the sweet celebration of what it is to be human. And this Taurus season, I hope you get inside your body and feel the blissful states of ecstasy flowing through your blood. I hope you taste delicious foods and give yourself the connection of the elements. Today, in our sacred ceremony this morning, some sisters allowed the water sprites to envelope them. Others stayed close to the burning sage that wafted around. Some took in the crystal realm and connected with the oracle cards and stones, while others enjoyed the sharing of one another through friendly exchanges. All of the elements present and all of it medicine. All of it a ceremony of consciously relating generatively with one another. No expectation. No need for anyone to agree with one person. No hierarchy, no guru. Just the impeccable quality of fractal family. Soul family. Gathering today like we did then. And using the power of the elements to deeply connect. And, then just casually give birth to a whole new story. Together, each of us weaving and sharing our magic. May we all enjoy the richness of the silence this week. I know there I fall within the pages of the most epic love story ever told, about how two people loved one another so much that a whole new world was created. And today, the lens from which I'm hearing and listening to that story is through the wise eyes of the grandmother, pure and holy, looking at the new life of a child through the spirit of Yeshua, all soul. And it feels to me like I'm being watched now through that same eyes of the grandmother, like how we're all being watched through that benevolent force of Ma. Through this sweet place of innocence, may we learn to listen to our hearts and quiet our minds to hear the stories that are coming through us right now. Sending y'all so much love and light. Namaste.